For the first time in Indian police history, district administration took control over a police station, and 9 policemen from the same police station were arrested by the CBI later. This is about an incident involving the custodial deaths of a father and son in a police station located in a small town called Sathankulam in Tamilanadu. It shook the entire country for its brutality, heinous torture, and sexual abuse. On 18th June 2020 evening, while COVID lockdown was still in effect, there was curfew time, business hours were limited, and that evening, when policemen who were on patrol duty saw a few people standing on the road, they stopped at them. They spoke to them in an insulting manner, asking them why they're all gathered there. The people said they were just closing their shops and they were going home. So the police cussed at them, asking them to disperse, and they took off. After this, a shopkeeper named Jairaj from the same neighborhood, he had just closed his shop, and on his way home, he saw this and he asked the people what happened. They said what the police said to them, and he casually, like how friends and neighbors talk, he asked them, "How long are you going to take this? Why did you keep quiet? You should have asked them why they're talking to you like that." And that's it, nothing else happened. But on the next day evening, that is 19th June 2020 evening, a sub inspector comes to that place. He shouts at people and he loudly asks them using bad words, "Whoever it is that spoke against the police yesterday, I dare you to come and speak against." And this is there on the CCTV footage. The next, what I'm going to say, the police vehicle is seen that it has stopped a little far away from Jaira's shop, and he's casually standing outside his shop. He was wearing a mask, and 2 policemen walked towards him. They asked him, "What did you talk about yesterday? Like, did you spoke against the police something?" He says, "Nothing, sir. We were just talking." They walked back to the car, and he was casually standing outside his shop for a while, and then again he was called to the police vehicle. An auto driver who was watching all this a little away, he walks into Jaira's shop, and Jaira's son Benix and his friend, they both walk towards the police vehicle. By then, the police were asking Jairas to come to the police station, so they want to do an inquiry about what he spoke yesterday. And Jairas was saying that he will close the shop, and as the police station is close by, he'll close the shop and come to the police station. They just grabbed him, pulled him into the car, and they drove off. Benix was shocked at this. He quickly walked back to the shop. He took a bike, and Benix and his friend both went to the police station. And when they reached there, they were not allowed inside the police station. So they were waiting outside, and after a while, when Benix was called inside, he went in and he saw his father being pushed on the floor and being beaten by a sub-inspector. Shocked at this, he questioned them. A heated argument broke between Benix, the sub-inspector, and a constable named Muthuraja. After this, the police confided Benix also inside the police station. They started beating him along with his father. And their friends who have just arrived, when they all started questioning the police that they do not have the rights to behave violently like this and to beat these people, one witness says he was grabbed by the collar by the police and he was pushed outside the police station. Everybody were also asked to leave. They closed the police station door, they locked it, and they started severely beating these 2 victims. Witnesses say that they heard loud screams from the victims. They couldn't bear the pain, and also police shouting at them, "How dare you to talk against police like this?" This started around 7:45, 7:30, 7:45 p.m. It went on till 3 a.m. CBI charge sheet also reveals that whenever they start beating these 2 victims, that the inspector would ask them, "Why there is silence? Why is the station so quiet?" Instigating those people to beat them again. Not just the police, there were few civilian volunteers who were part of the Friends of Police movement. They also assaulted the victims, and to humiliate them more, they were made to remove the clothes. The 2 victims were not only stripped naked, Benix, he was severely tortured, he was severely beaten. The police tortured him by pushing a lathi in his anus, and when his father couldn't withstand this, he questioned the police why they are torturing his son like this. They got angry and they also tortured him in the same way. A 59-year-old person being tortured like this in front of his son, imagine that. This began around 7:30, 7:45 p.m. and went on till 3 a.m. the next morning. And on that day, the next day, the police had to present these 2 victims in front of a magistrate before sending them to remand. And for that, they needed to get a medical fitness test done. Now the police asked the victims' family and friends to arrange for a car because they were both constantly bleeding from the rectum, that their lungis were soaked in blood, their clothes were soaked in blood, and the police were worried about getting bloodstains on the car. So when the car was finally arranged, the victim's friend told even after their death that he had the blanket he used. They put a blanket in the car to make them feel comfortable, but they were both in severe pain. They couldn't even sit in the car properly. The blanket was totally soaked in blood. It has full blood stains. And from that short distance from police station to the hospital, both of them had to change their lungis twice. And once again, for the third time, they had to change their clothes in the hospital too. The CBI investigation also revealed that after the victims were taken to the hospital, the inspector asked the staff to clean the walls and floors, that there was so much blood on the wall and on the floors that they wanted to clean it and get rid of the evidence. That's how severely they were tortured. And when they were in such critical condition, when they were bleeding like that, when their clothes were clear, it shows clear evidence that what is their condition. The doctor in the government hospital, Dr. Vanilla, still gave them a medical fitness certificate, and then they were taken to be presented in front of magistrate. Okay, they say due to the COVID rules, the magistrate could not see them directly, observe them from a close distance, but he did not even talk to them. The magistrate stood on a balcony, and the two victims were surrounded with three or four people standing around them. The magistrate looked at them and just waved his hand, asking them to take them away. The police did not take them to the sub jail close by. They took these victims to a faraway sub jail, that is 100 kilometers away, Kovilpatti sub jail. And after one day, Benix was admitted in the hospital. He was constantly complaining about severe chest pain and body pains. Nobody took any action in the right time. He passed away in the hospital around 9:30 p.m. on 22nd June due to internal bleeding. And on the same night, around 10:30 p.m., his father was also admitted in the hospital. And on the next morning, while getting treated for a punctured lung, he passed away too. Knowing this, the victim's family members, friends, and the shopkeepers, they all started to protest. The media started reporting too. There was pressure on the police department, so they suspended one inspector and two sub-inspectors, and they transferred rest of all the police from the police station to various other locations. National media also started to pay attention, and in response to the public outrage that is growing day by day, Madurai bench of Madras High Court took this as suo motu case and ordered the concerned district SP to submit an inquiry report in 2 days. The court also ordered to perform the autopsy in the presence of a magistrate and also video recorded. The police have written that when they were on their patrolling duty, the father and son were sitting outside their shop, and when the police asked them about breaking the curfew rules, they both started abusing and threatening the police, and they rolled on the floor, which caused them the internal injuries. That is what they have written. After this, the State Human Rights Commission also asked for an explanation from the police department. On 26th June, on Twitter, the hashtag Justice for Jairas and Benix was among the top trending topics. Many notable people, celebrities, and other politicians also used this hashtag demanding justice. And it was also among the top trending topics on the day globally. The government disbanded the Friends of Police movement throughout Tamil Nadu, and one magistrate complained during the autopsy time investigation time that one constable was abusing him with bad words in the presence of a DSP and other higher officials too. And after this, the court ordered the district collector to depute revenue officials and seize control over the police station. This is for the first time in Indian police history that revenue officials went and took control over the police station. The then CM of Tamil Nadu said they are going to hand over the case to the CBI to see a fair and transparent investigation is done. And in July 2020, CBI filed charges on all 10 police personnel. 9 of them were arrested later, while one passed away due to COVID. And recently, 23rd March 2026, 5 days before, the court convicted all 9 accused in the case, and the judgment is to be given on 31st March, that is the next Monday, 2 days from now. Of all the cases you heard or read so far about custodial violence, police torturing people in police stations, lockup deaths, they may have provoked you to question about the flaws in law and order or justice system, or maybe even about human rights. But this case, it will make you question about the existence of humanity itself. Bennix was only 31 years old. His marriage was fixed. He was about to get married soon from the time of this incident. And his father was 59 years old. They both were tortured together. Even when they were being taken to the hospital, Bennix was worried about his mom and sister. He was asking his family and friends, whoever were there, not to tell anything about this ordeal to his mother or his sister. He was worried about them. And that family lost two people at a time. How can there ever be justice to this? This can happen to you, this can happen to me, this can happen to anybody. As long as there is no awareness and we continue to live in ignorance, these crimes will keep on going. We may forget that we are all equally potential victims to these crimes, and they will not stop until we start asking questions. There are many people out there hoping that the judgment that is going to come out on Monday, that will set a benchmark and give people some hope. Let's wait and watch.